I really think Solana has a chance to outperform and absolutely kill it in the next bull run. What we're going to do in this video is have a look at the Solana, have a look at some price charts, have a look at how Ethereum performed, and just see where it can go, some predictions, and what my trading strategy is. Now, first up, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own research before moving into the space and investing in crypto. It's very, very risky. Also, down below there are chapters, so you can fast forward to the different sections that you want, just so you can navigate the video easier, get to the parts that you like. So Solana, this is just an absolute beast of a chain. And with Solana, the reason I think it has a lot of potential is because of all of the bad press and association that it's currently had, means that the price point where it's at now is in a very good position for it to actually overcome it. So for those of you that don't know, Solana was dragged through the mud with the FTX collapse around about a year ago. Solana was on track to do really well, and then in the bear market things kind of crashed down. But then with Solana, the FTX crashed because SBF was involved in it a little bit, because they'd obviously raised a bunch of VC funding, and also the non-decentralized part as well also kind of sketched people out. But saying that, so that's why it almost acted as a almost in line with FTX in terms of that coin and how that went. So that is a little bit of a history about why people don't like Solana and why it isn't holding up as well in the numbers. Now, the reason that I think Solana is just an absolute beast of a chain is because there are lots of builders on Solana. There are people that are building a lot of things. And what is crazy about Solana is it's not just... There are NFTs. Now, I know that NFTs are a bad word and a bad thing in the crypto space, but the thing is, when you've got people using NFTs on Solana, it means that people are actively using and trading. Unlike people that just buy and hold coins and just hope it does well, people that are actually sort of buying, selling, trading NFTs are doing really well. Compound this with the fact that DeFi is going to be coming to Solana as well. You're going to end up in a crazy spot. So right now, if we have a look at Solana, there's a decent amount of volume. There's still trading. There's still people building, innovating in the space. And I know that, like I said, people hate NFTs, but people are actively using Solana. People like using Solana. Anyone that builds on Solana thinks it's a really good sort of chain to build on. So you've got people that want to build on it. There's attention on it. There's people using the chain itself, not just speculating on the chain, which then gives it the network effect, which makes it does well. Now, the thing about the DeFi coming in is Ethereum really popped off and did really crazy in 2021 because DeFi was on Ethereum. Now with Solana, all these DeFi platforms, protocols, all that kind of stuff is coming online with, like, look at this. Also, look at this. You're going Solana Pay and Shopify. Solana is doing really well. They've got very good funding. They can actually do well. Bring in the DeFi, and they've got people using the chain. So that is the bull case for Solana when it comes down to people actually using it and not just speculating on the chain, because I think that's a very crucial thing that is overlooked. People look at a coin and go, this coin can be really crazy, but there's no one using it. If people are using it and businesses are using it and it's a platform that's being built on, then it has a very good chance to run up and go absolutely crazy. Now, when we have a look at the market cap and how it's performing overall, we've got Solana currently sitting in the 9th spot, so it's still a top 10. Now, the market cap is 8.2 billion, and then you've got ADA at 9, and then obviously it goes up to like the Ethereum at almost 200 and Bitcoin at 500. Now, Solana at this current price point at around $20, I think is very, very cheap and very, very crazy. Now, when we have a look at the peak of where Solana absolutely ran to, the peak of Solana was just above that $250 mark. So right now, with a price point of around 20, it's quite a bargain. It's quite a steal. When we actually have a look at how far down it has actually sort of gone in value, this can kind of give you a chance to look at the retracement that it's currently had and see where it can go. So when we actually have a look at where it was and how far down it's gone, we are down just over 90%, which is an absolute insane terrible drop if you've never experienced before, but if you've seen it before, it happens. Now, the reason that I want to point this out about where that drop from Solana has, so we can then kind of project forward and see how it can go, is having a look at Ethereum. Ethereum and that first little pump up, and then if we actually sort of come down and look at the bottom, Ethereum dropped down to around that 90% as well. So we've seen Ethereum run and provide almost like a blueprint and forge a path for what Solana can actually do. So if you actually have a look at this here, just say we put this chart right here, and then we put this chart here, going back and forth, you can almost see exactly what's happening. This is why I do believe we have a chance for Solana to then absolutely run up and just absolutely boost it and kick it. So in its simplest terms, Solana is at a massive discount right now. And if it does get to even its previous all-time highs, there are a crazy amount of gains to be had. So at this current price point, getting up to its all-time highs, we essentially make a 1000%, so a 10x. So right now, every dollar that you put in, and like I said, it's not financial advice, do your own research, is if it gets back to its all-time high, is a 10x. So it almost makes sense to have a Solana bag, to have a Solana strategy, and just slowly DCA in, because there are huge businesses, huge people, huge partnerships, people using the platform. It almost feels like it's almost like looking at the Matrix and kind of realizing exactly what will happen with it without it actually happening. Now, one thing that I want to look at now is the performance of Ethereum from its previous height, from its last peak to its other peak, and it went up sort of 235%. Now, if we take that 235% increase and we apply that to Solana, what we can see is if we take the old height and we run up around that 235, so 230 to 240, we end up at $839 per coin of Solana. So at that point in time, from the bottoms that we're at now, if we get up to an 839 sort of coin, we end up with around just shy of a 3,500%, so a 35x from this point. Now, I would not be holding and rocketing it up to the moon, but I think it is a very good strategy, very good place, very good play to have Solana in your strategy and accumulation for the next year or so in this bear market. Everyone is scared. Everyone's scared. No one's really putting in the work, putting in the effort. Everyone's leaving. If you have a look on forums like Reddit, people are like, oh, will the crypto bull run happen again? People are scared. People are worried. And this is the time to be DCAing, dollar cost averaging into particular projects and kind of building up a slight bag. And for me, Solana is just looking like a great sort of position to be in, because even if you do hold it up to close to the old all-time high, you're in a position where you're going to be able to sort of run up some good numbers. Like if you wanted to take an easy 5x, so you're going up to the old sort of resistance here. So this was the resistance last time. So we blasted through it, came back down, up here, and then down. If this is another major resistance right there, that from there is a 5x. And you're going any place, any financial sort of tool that can get you a 5x within a year or two is absolutely amazing. It's absolutely crazy. That's something you can't expect in the stock market. And I'm not saying it's a safe bet. I'm not saying that you should YOLO life savings, things like that into it, but putting it in 5, 10, 20 bucks, 100 bucks here and there can actually yield you with a very good run up. Now, to illustrate the point about dollar cost averaging over the next few months, right here, I've got a chart to give you an idea of what's actually happening. This is the Bitcoin halvening right there. Now, if you put in 10 bucks a week up until the Bitcoin halvening, you're going to have around $360. That'll get you around $3,600. 50 bucks a week, you'll get $36,000. And then with $100 a week, you're gonna get $36,000. Now this is just if you sell the old all-time high, if you sort of DCA'd in now. Now, obviously I know that the DCA, the price can fluctuate, go up and down, but we're just assuming it's gonna sit relatively flat. You're gonna end up with a good, nice bag. Now, this is if you sell the pump. This is if what the projection of Solana will do in line with ETH. So that is the kind of down here up until at like an 8.30 coin. So we kind of run up and get to around that sort of 8.30ish coin. What we end up with here is your $360 turns into $12,000, $50 a week turns into $63,000, and $100 a week turns into $126,000. Now these are crazy numbers. These are just, it doesn't seem right, it doesn't seem appropriate. But looking at what has happened in the past with Ethereum, looking at Solana and seeing the builders and what's actually happening on Solana, this is one of those bets that looks like it can do quite well, because one thing that can happen with some of the cryptocurrencies that you see, once you get into a sort of 500 to the 1,000 kind of mark of these coins, you don't know if people are actually on it, if people are collecting the coin to actually use it, or if it's just to speculate, if the team is actually going to put in the effort, to put in the work, or what's going to go down. Solana has funding. They are building. People are using it. They've got lots of integrations. You can see right here, there's a lot of integrations. It just makes sense with what is actually happening when I look at the coin. So that is a look at Solana and why I think you should start adding Solana to your DCA strategy in the bear market leading into the bull. If you want to know what I would do and what kind of DCA out plan, make sure you drop a comment below and I will get to it. I'll build out a DCA, like a reverse DCA, DCA selling, so you can layer out those profits so you can still have crazy huge upside, but still protect your downside and just be riding with essentially house money. If you enjoyed this video, go down there, hit that subscribe button, also hit that like button. As always, it's been a pleasure having you with me. I look forward to seeing you next time.